Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it break a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rob and cheat, and not first and four. Make up what I seen to make him a throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan! Make him a throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. My favorite part, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red, how they want to see the didn't can sell out Rasta, can't sell it out, I sell out Babylon. They give man show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man show and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead can sell out Rasta, I sell out, I sell out Babylon. Just stop on the right. You must show us. And it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black baby man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see it, you have ears to hear little words. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big him and throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black big him and throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rastaman throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
Good morning, and welcome. Thank you all for joining us this morning. I'm starting in a tardy mood this morning, so forgive me if I'm not so focused because my bank pissed me off this morning. I found a fraud on my credit card, and it's not even the fraud per se, it's what annoys me. It's the communication with the robots at the bank because they make it so difficult to speak to a natural human. The easiest way to get a response is to speak to these robots by text. And that annoys the living daylight out of me and get me so worked up and angry this morning. So forgive me if I'm all over the place because I really want to read a Mark Wignall article this morning. Also, and because my head bloody chip, but may I go waffle through it just like a dunce JLP. Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Thank you all for joining us. I hope you had a lovely rest and up, ready, and running to my community of party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls. Good morning, welcome. Thank you all for joining us. Sunday night was a blood-soaked night in our country. 9 people were shot in Commodore and 3 people were shot in St. Andrew, Cockburn, Penn. Of the 3 people who were shot in Cockburn, Penn, 1 died as well. So Sunday was a blood-soaked night in our country. Is just going to give a green light to the Jamaica Constabulary Force to go around shooting down young men, as we saw what happened in Cherry Tree Lane, not Jamar, a previous situation where after the Cherry Tree Lane massacre, another young man was murdered in his house after they asked his girlfriend to come out of the room. So we're keeping our eye on how the government and the JCF is going to react, particularly to the mass killing in Commodore Linstead. Marcia Thomas, morning. Karen Nemard, Sharon Bernard, good morning. Suzette Williams, Joan Pine, Debbie Jervis, when you come on the Dead Live, because you're not available right now, good morning and welcome. Desroy Stanley, good morning. Norman Ferguson, Abina Cody, Yvonne Johnson, good morning. Norman Ferguson, good morning. Ladybug, Estina Time, Colleen, Lynette Jenkins, Vera Thomas, Pamela Akola, good morning. Good morning. Ladybug, good morning. Evan Miller, good morning. Colin, Annie Jones. Who else? The Hair. Rennis Nicholson. Good morning. Good morning. Andy Morris. Opal's Kitchen, morning. Sophia Hall, the humble one. Winsome Campbell, Markland Fagan, Brittany Bren, Barbara Simpson, Miranda Roddock, Sonia Barracks, rather. Good morning. Who else is around? TikTok, good morning and welcome. Thank you all for joining us. Insta, Nani, Beta, and Teach, Wagwan, Nicole, Blessing, Kevin, Tom, Gareth, Kevin Palmer, Marcia Ese Wagwan, Yvonne Williams, Paul Franklin, Lisa, Jimmy, and who is the other person? Is it Zoe 5-star? Morning, good morning, and welcome, everyone. How wanna do? Let's look at another video in relation to the police, them talking about.
As you are aware, last night we had a very unfortunate situation in the community of Commodore, where 9 persons were impacted. 5 eventually died from the attack by gunmen. Men posing as police officers stormed into a residence there along Commodore Road. We are strongly of the view that it is young violence that is playing out in Commodore. We have been monitoring this space for a while, and fortunately, for over a year, we hadn't had any much situation in the Commodore space. And so, you know, it is a shocker to us, a very, very awful scene, I must say. You go on a scene and you'll see even the dog was killed. All right, so we have a 4-year-old who attended this school, the Rosemont Primary and Infant School, and she lost her life in that incident last night in the Commodore district. I just want to assure you that we, as law enforcement from the St. Catherine North Division, we are going to do everything in our powers to ensure that the perpetrators are brought to justice, and we are going to try to do that as quick as possible. We're going to use all legal means to pursue these suspects, and we are going to bring them to justice. In the meantime, we just want to offer our condolences as a police force to the school family, understanding that you are hurting. We understand that the community is hurting, and that together we have to work to get rid of these criminals, to take them off the streets and to put them where they belong, have them incarcerated for as long as the law allows them to be. So far, we have the other persons in hospital, conditions said to be serious, so we continue to monitor even that situation. But we're not going to be daunted by it. We're going to be doing some serious work. This has the attention of the High Command and the entire country. And so we know in pretty soon we will, you know, have a breakthrough in this case.
Are you saying, ACP, what's you call yourself? Are you saying the Jamar Ferguson situation did not capture the attention of the entire country? Is that what we're meant to believe? Is that what we're meant to believe, that Jamar Ferguson's situation didn't capture the entire country? What I noticed from the Prime Minister to the police officers, you notice the violent rhetoric has toned down a bit compared to how they used to behave after the mass shooting. They come out with the judge or maker, we will wipe them out, clean them. And you notice there's a little bit of toning down in the violent rhetoric. It's not that they care. Don't be fooled by that. Winsome, Monica, Judy, who else, Missy? Come on, Arlene, Scott, Mr. Cooler, and Deadly. Don't be fooled and think I care, or that they are listening to us. It's that because they're more embarrassed of addressing the Cherry Tree Lane issue, which all of them are duck and dive from. Sexy K, all you do. But me don't know if you don't notice in this incident, the violent rhetoric that normally comes from the government has been torn down Is it Vamarsh Campbell? Good morning. The violent rhetoric I notice been toned down, and I think it's acting denial of what happened in Cherry Tree Lane. Why them not enforce them violent talk like how them regularly do when killing like these happen. But ACP want us to believe that this have the attention of the country, Jackie, morning. So them are going to do everything, and you notice they use the word within the law or lawfully. Like you can fool with Andrea Fletcher. You come out with trying to quote over things. Like we don't notice what we do. We don't notice the blatant avoidance of dealing with police brutality and extrajudicial killing. We notice on a tone kind of shift. But we come tell we said this have the attention of the entire country. The entire country used to mass killing by now. That's why we have been so desensitized, sir. We used to police killing too. Are you saying boat doesn't carry the same weight, ACP, whatsoever your name? Are you saying Cherry Tree Lane doesn't carry the same weight as Commodore? You know what frightens me more about Cherry Tree Lane than Commodore ACP Phillips? What frightens me more about Cherry Tree Lane is that it's not gunman alone you have to afraid of. Gunman now go come and plant a gun after him kill you. Gunman go just kill you and go about him business. Gunman now go they go tell a lie after him kill you. Gunman kill you and go about them business. I don't know who I afraid of more in a Jamaica, ACP Phillips. I really don't know. Whether it's the politician, the police, the nurse, the tired doctor them, the tired nurse them, the frustrated teacher them. Who are you afraid of more? Are the bad man them were just let loose and we just so? Because government trained them and armed them and set them loose out your pan way. It's not the first we hear a gunman commit offense in a police looking uniform and all them sitting there. But that no means that it have to be bad man conjure up the galangin. It could be that police officers are involved in these things. And this is why we want public inquiry around these intelligence. Because what bothers me about the intelligence from Cherry Tree, not Cherry Tree Lane, from Commodore, they claim to have had intelligence on the community and the gangs when things were at a worse point. Florence, morning, lessons in my life. But what it would have seemed that because things have calmed down, the police have stepped away or have lost interest in what, if we're speaking from an intelligence perspective, ACP Phillips. Because tell we how they used to have intelligence from the community when things were at a worse stage. But things are at a more calmer stage now. Have you then scaled back or have you then lost interest? Because if you were keeping up with the community, maybe you would have had intelligence to avert the tragedy or even if you have the intelligence, maybe because on a so lackadaisic and slow to act, on still wouldn't avert the tragedy. What evidence do we have? Or how can we say for sure that a crime like this, the state is not involved? A crime like this, the Jamaica Constabulary Force operatives are not involved. We don't have any evidence to say they are. We don't have any evidence to say they aren't. But if we're going on history and track record, it's not a far-fetched story, is it? If we're going by the Cherry Tree Lane incident, where all of them are dilly-dally and duck and dive if they don't talk about or if they don't address, we cannot definitively say, no, this is way too far. They would never do a thing like that. They would never be involved in such a cold-blooded brutality. We can't say that, can we? If we are to look at evidence, if we are to look at their track record, we cannot say that. How we figure say so? And the evidence, the front away. How we figure say so? And the evidence in front away. The bad man them use the same tactics what the police them use when they regularly used to visit that dwelling. As the police officer described it, we know a big yard dwelling in a Jamaica, multiple houses in one yard. Did the bad man them just know of how the police operate when them guard a yard there? Or police give information to one side of gang, or police is surreptitiously behind this? We have to ask this question. Cherry Tree Lane showed us that we must ask this question. Cherry Tree Lane showed us that our police are not clean. It showed us that we are not safe. We don't know who to trust Ladybug. This is the biggest problem in our country. The older we walk around on eggshell. We are all going around tiptoeing. When Andrew Holness come here, you sure so Una never involved in the Cherry Tree Lane massacre last year? Because after the Cherry Tree Lane massacre, I know Andrew Holness, Una use that green light to go around go start massacre people. You sure Una na problem reaction solution, Prime Minister? You want to carry down your crime rate more, and you want to go up on a killing spree around the country because you all killed an innocent man in Cherry Tree Lane after the Cherry Tree massacre. Want to go kill in him all same way after ask him girlfriend to leave the room. What is going on, Andrew Holness? Are you creating these organized shooting, these organized mass shooting? Do you, or does the government or the security service have any involvement in these mass shooting? I don't think it's quite I don't think the question is so much of a dull one to ask. I really don't think this question is so much of a dull one to ask, because say, I feel we police them, we interact with them. You remember that young man? We're going to pull back that video. Don't remember where the community, but the police went to the house. Him and his father was there. He was the one who opened the door for the police. The police took him out of the house, took him around to the back of the house. There was CCTV camera at the back of the house, unbeknown to the police. The police put him down on his knee. The police pumped bullets into him. And then the police went to the media and tell the media it was a shootout. Until the CCTV camera surfaced. What happened to Jamar wasn't the first time. Well, you said his name was Romeo. What happened to Jamar wasn't the first time we have such blatant incident captured of the police criminality in order to kill young men in our country. We don't see it. Your children, Jamaica people, are his hand was on his head. Yes, Ladybug, exactly that young man. They put him to kneel down, hand on him head, and the police them pumped bullets into him. And just like Jamar Ferguson, they went to the media with a story. It was a shootout. They pulled weapons. They were fired upon. The people of Dallaston in Westmoreland have the same story, that Mr. Montague was awakened out of his sleep and shot. The police explanation of what happened when 3 of them went in the house, no go so. It don't sound sensible. Something that a good lie they can't tell you no. Not even good lie they can't tell. None of my moderator over TikTok. Any of my moderators over TikTok, please. One fool over the name user 8111. There's a fool over there. Now, I want to read a Mark Wignall article, even though my head don't enter the right reading gear. The title, That Questionable Ferguson Killing. It's quite an article, but let us raid through it this morning because Mark Wignall asks some very important questions and make some very important observations. You may ask yourself the question, why, Derek Forbes, Wagwan, why on earth is the government so silent on Cherry Tree Lane? Why them come out now and make up noise over Commodore? Why them come out and make up noise over Commodore? Why them can't understand now? Say the nation feels what happened in Commodore, but the nation turn a blind eye to what happened in Cherry Tree Lane? Is that what APC Phillips is saying to us? Nobody wants to speak to us. Nobody wants to speak to the mother of Jamar Ferguson. Nobody wants to acknowledge police brutality. Nobody wants to accept that Jamar Ferguson was killed extrajudicially and a whole pack of lies were told after, a whole raft of crimes, of cover-up and set-up by the police continued after they murdered him. Why you don't think that's in the public consciousness, APC Phillips? Why don't you think such behavior from the security forces would have been at the forefront, Violet Watson Joan Dawkins, at the forefront of public consciousness? When the police deliberately do these things to put we in fear in our country, to put young man in fear or to subdue we, why you think, why you think it is not at the forefront of public consciousness? Everybody silent pan the police brutality, you know. Government, opposition, law society, bar association, human rights organization, private sector, everybody fall in a silent. And then now everybody are go and run, come out and go a Commodore, and them a go and talk. How no never care the pastor with the chicken breast and the wig and the heels? Because no they carry him, one of they carry him down a what's him I call it? One of they carry him down a Cherokee lane as well. Oh, me not see the chicken breast pastor this time. What? God not in the midst, or God presence no wanted pan the scene anymore. These people are all playing with us. Oh, no, notice? Play with us with pretty useless, carry no weight words. They are all playing with us. Joseph Minot, morning. Let me see if we ramble through Mark Wignall article. Mark Wignall writes, for decades, the Jamaica Constabulary Force has issued very questionable account and statement regarding operation that results in citizens being shot and killed by the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Most uptown people whose penthouse shields them from the violent encounter with the police usually don't care too much about another police bullet taking the life of an everyday citizen, just as long as the story is sanitized and uptown people get to sleep in peace with the remains of their conscience still intact. Let me tell you something, uptown people. It might be slow. It is coming your way. Trust me. The Jamaica that the whole on us stand up and a turn a blind eye to. The Jamaica where everybody stand up and say, it's not at my door yet, so it doesn't concern me. Let me bring you news this morning. Our direction says it is coming your way. It might just be slowly moving towards you, but I guarantee you it's coming your way. The Jamaica we are harboring, the violence from the gangs, the violence from the government, the violence from the security service, it is coming our way. Believe you me, continue reading. But let me not dwell too long on the personal philosophies which burdens us. Catching up on REM sleep and class biases, most of us are sickened and somewhat scared of the report of violence, notwithstanding the significant decline in killing. We have come close to it many times, but this minute we are not prepared to give into cowardice and lock away ourselves after 6 p.m. Let's break down the whole into small pieces. Some of us, in fact, many of us love the police. I think that is fading away a bit though, Mr. Sir. Not because intelligent society suggests that it is healthy to do so. Whether we know it or not, a good policeman is that a sturdy brick wall standing between us and most violent gunmen. That is true. We know we have good police. We want our police to be better. They are a part of us. They are from our family. They are from our community. But something has happened where it has become us and them. Even how they treat us on a normal day-to-day basis. This is a us and them situation. Them not treat we like we are somebody. Continue reading. That's what a gunman who was in Natty Morgan's gang told me many years ago. Others hate the police, and I would take a bet that the demographics which hate the police are those who get a chance to see their encounter more than once and close up too. The shooting death of Jamar Ferguson follows on modus operandi that I have heard of quite often described to me by poor people living in violent and socially distressed inner city pockets. The police team goes to a residence to take out someone, whether deemed sinner or sinecure. The decision is made maybe less than an hour before the team strategically rings the small property, especially the potential exits. The police team rattled the front door of the little boardhouse and shout out someone name. The person shows with hand held high, sometime in a panicking, begging the police not to kill them. Somehow, the person on the small veranda is not suitable for the bigger plan. So, one heavily armed, barreled police pushed the person inside where the shots put inside and were shot, and the plea increased intensely. A bullet or bullets ring out, then silence, then repeated shout of murder from the female population of late night onlookers. I'm not saying that this what took place and cost Ferguson's life, but an unease exists. Initially, the police account stated that the police went to an address where Jamar was. He challenged them with a firearm and he was shot and killed. Reasonable, if true. I then view a video because as you know, there was CCTV footage released by the family of at least part of the incident. From viewing the video, question jumped out at me. Jamar opened the front door. He raised his hand. There was no indication that he had a weapon in his hands. An officer pushed him inside and entered the house. We are still inside the playbook. Following the modus operandi, why was Jamar not handcuffed? A question that I personally asked from day one. Or put in a secure location and watched by a police officer. As in actions expected by a professional police force. Why was he left to roam the inside as the police entered the house and searched it? Was he a threat? The actions of the initial police team entering the little house did not seem to think so. Did the police ever ask him his name or for identification? Did the police ever tell Jamar the purpose of the entry? He should be so lucky. I am also made to understand that the warrant that authorized the operation did not contain Jamar's name, according to Indicom. Scandalous. Whose name was on the warrant? Jamar, who seemed to have been a productive citizen, was cooperating. He opened the door, raised his hand, showed no aggression to the police, and then suddenly he reached for a gun, was shot dead. That makes no sense. In only one place, Alice Wonderland. Based on all available information, Jamar was cooperating with the police. He opened door, raised his hand, showed no aggression. The 23 police officer then suddenly reached for 23 police officers, and then he reached for a gun and was shot dead. Truly makes no sense. Again, why did the police officer not handcuff him and take him outside of the house and keep him under guard? The officers initially entered the house, did not even search him, a clear indication he was not perceived as a threat. Only after the CCTV video was circulated in public did the police then issue a statement stating that all deaths in these types of operation are unfortunate, and Jamar's death was most unfortunate. That was the most disrespectful part of it all. Really? Why the absence of body-worn cameras, which has become a big debate where everybody want up in our face, government, commissioner, and them friend them want up in our face because they don't want their crimes to be caught on camera. If them have a body-worn camera, hungry, I go kill them. Literally, I go kill them. Because to say, no say because government not pay them start with to make a living out of way. So hungry, I go kill that. Someone no push back on the amount of money on make out of crime police officers. At that, push back pan, as well as the whole heap of murders, wanna go around go commit with impunity. Those are the things on pushing back on, because hungry go kill on. Anyway, make we finish the article. This is the last few paragraphs. For decades, the Jamaica Constabulary Force has issued very questionable accounts. Decades, because we're used to the story where they were fired up and them return fire, and then they find a man in the nearby bushes but suffering from gunshot wound and a 9mm spent shells and pistols and all that fucker were fine against him. That's the usual story. No, the bad man them get so foolish that all when police come in with long gun a pointing at them face, bad man still, like Jamar and Mr. Montague, still manage to reach to gun in the presence of police gun up in your face. That is what the Jamaica Constabulary Force want us to believe, like we are modern day fools. For decades, the Jamaica Constabulary Force has issued very questionable accounts and statements regarding operations that result in citizens being shot and killed by the Jamaica Constabulary Force. The current commissioner has stated numerous times that the current JCF is well trained and disciplined. Another insult where Kevin regularly throw at us. Well trained and disciplined. How we don't see it in their daily operations and activity. Jamaicans want to see it other than what a young corporal the name. Oh God, there's a young police officer in Jamaica, very, very disciplined. When him stop you, let me see if nobody know who I'm put his name in a comment. When he tap you a road, he explained to you your rights. He introduced himself. He explained to you your rights. He explained the reason for stopping you. Anybody, God, I go up on TikTok, go search for that video later. Did someone send it? Go and give me where there. But there's a young police officer in Jamaica where if Uno see more of that in our country, capture it and send it out there. Make we say we have good police too. Because this is not an anti-police thing. Criminality in the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Most of us has police friend and family in Jamaica. Most of us. It is not an anti-police thing. It is an anti-criminality in the Jamaica Constabulary Force. That is what our problem is. The current commissioner has stated numerous times that the current JCF is well trained and disciplined. I know this is only one operation by the CCTV video contradicting the commissioner in stark terms. It is amateurish or evil to have Jamar open the door, raise his hands, and not put handcuff on him or detain him properly, and then shoot him dead a few moments later. A significant number of Jamaicans would be convinced just simply by the consequences of events that the Jamaica Constabulary Force went to Cherry Tree Lane address with the intent to take out someone. It is what most of us believe based on the evidence that came out. And I know there's probably greater evidence we have not seen yet. Jamar happened to be in the house and then was taken out. Or it could have been a more targeted operation that had Jamar's name on a bullet. I have rumored many inner city pockets in the wake of killing carried out by the police. Those operations are standard in many instances. Blood congealed at one spot, drugged blood, mark on the floor, high concentration of bullet damage in concrete or wood or on spot, about 18 inches from the floor, shootout, try again. We can no longer say Jamaica has a runaway crime rate. The rampant murder sometimes doesn't quite seem right. Seem as if the Jamaica Constabulary Force has been authorized to shoot and kill. The Jamaican Constitution be condemned. And of course, most Jamaicans don't quite care about inconvenient facts. That's the end of the article. But the shoot to kill policy actually came from the two leading persons, the Prime Minister and the Deputy Prime Minister. The Deputy Prime Minister says shoot first and ask question after. The Prime Minister of Jamaica says judge or maker. The Minister of National Security and Deputy Prime Minister also went on further to say jeep back or treacher. So the police them not operate just out for them source of self. So the police are working on the order of the government. Now, say Andrew Holness come out and him said $2 million reward for information in the Commodore shooting. Abina, Jada's son, Evan Riley, everybody all know though. We cannot act as if it is business as usual, Jamaicans. It is certainly not business as usual. Our lives are at risk from gunmen. And the very people that are meant to protect us and keep us safe or make us feel safe, these are the very same people that are turning the guns at us as well. We don't see the situation where we're in. Let's look back at some of the Commodore videos, because to say the government need to come tell you something about their third intelligence. Their third intelligence are why they have given up on the area, given what they would have, because at them used to visit the yard on a regular basis, and for them very tactics the gunman use in order to delay the people them, to massacre the people them. And then ACP Phillips a come out, come tell us say this, the pan Jamaica, I could go back to ACP bullshit. Every murder depend with forefront of with consciousness, Mr. Mania. Every one of the murders are at the forefront of our consciousness. You know the problem where we have APC Phillips, we don't have no help as a country. We don't have no help because government gonna directive to turn guns at us. Uno no have no mercy, uno just turn it at us at no will. The bad man them not have no mercy for we need. Them turn the gun at us. And when we come to uno for help, uno turn the gun. What do you want we do? Them some you call for bad word cussing, you know. Because the bad man them turn the gun pan we. And when we come to uno for help, uno turn the gun pan we. What else are you gearing a society to other than to pick up arm against you? Do you understand the threat of this violent, lawless policing and wholeness? It will force people to pick up arm against the state because the state is killing innocent people indiscriminately and lying about it. Want to get the whoop illegal gun? Horace Chang. These guns, Horace Chang, that your officers regularly plant on young men when they kill them. Where you get any gun from, sir? Oh, well, we know, so you're carrying guns by the container per month. 200 gun a month, Horace Chang. Look at what your guns are doing, both your legal and your illegal guns. Your illegal guns, Horace Chang, you use your illegal gun to plant upon young men after you send your bully boys round to shoot down innocent young man. That means so they not fight crime. Jamar Ferguson show us on when fighting crime. Because you have to set up, you have to kill him innocently and uno set him up to look like say he was a criminal and to look like say uno dey fight crime and the whole on silent pan it. In a plain sight, you know. In a plain sight. And the whole on silent pan like we know somebody too. And then ACP bullshit is coming to tell us that this massacre is I know the first with the government and the JCF go around go set up these massacres, sir. If you want me to talk to you this morning. Because they use on a uniform camouflage or not. And them use on the very tactics. Well, uno use one on a guard a yard. So come out, come convince we say, uno no involved. Don't make a go loose by this man in ACP dunce. Come out, come convince we say, uno no involved in the Commodore massacre.
As you are aware, last night we had a very unfortunate situation in the community of Commodore, where 9 persons were impacted. 5 eventually died from the attack by gunmen. Men posing as police officers stormed into a residence there along Commodore Road. We are strongly of the view that it is young violence that is playing out in Commodore.
That is another high-level bullshit. Not we have intelligence that it is gang-related. We are of the view. Something when just think out of thin air. Something when just think up out of thin air. We are of the view. Not that intelligence suggests, or we have intelligence to suggest. You pack of dunce. We can't even tell we a story if you convince us or not tell the truth. Bloody dunce.
As you are aware, last night we had a very unfortunate situation in the community of Commodore, where 9 persons were impacted. 5 eventually died from the attack by gunmen. Men posing as police officers stormed into a residence there along Commodore Road. We are strongly of the view that it is young violence that is playing out in Commodore. We have been monitoring this space for a while, and fortunately, for over a year, we hadn't had any much situation in the Commodore space. And so, you know, it is a shocker to us. A very, very awful scene, I must say. You go on a scene and you'll see even the dog was killed.
All right, so we have a 4-year-old who attended this school, the Rosemont Primary and Infant School, and she lost her life in that incident last night in the Commodore district. I just want to assure you that we, as law enforcement from the St. Catherine North Division, we are going to do everything in our powers to ensure that the perpetrators are brought to justice, and we are going to try to do that as quick as possible. We're going to use all legal means to pursue the suspects.
We're going to use all legal means to pursue the suspect. Let me ask you this, ACP Phillips. Does that legal means include extrajudicial execution and the planting of weapons and the telling of lies? We have to ask, you know, for we don't know what is legal means in Jamaica anymore. You see, neither from the government or from the security forces, because this government don't believe in a rule and law and order. This government and in cronies and agencies are a law unto themselves. So we have to ask if the legal means include lying, planting a gun, and extrajudicial executions. It looks so Ivan Riley look like them never use legal means all along. That's what I tell you. The rhetoric, the violent rhetoric that we see come out of Territory Lane massacre by and the following mass shootings that went on. There was a tirade of violent rhetoric from the Prime Minister and the Minister of National Security and some other police high ranks. Notice how they're trying to tone down the violent rhetoric. They're toning down the violent rhetoric because of a particular scenario. It's not that they mean it. It's just because of an avoidance of the Jamar Ferguson situation, because it has become a sore foot for the government and the security forces, because ACP would want you to believe that this is in the public consciousness, as if Jamar Ferguson is not in Jamaica's public and international consciousness. We're not done with it, sir. So if we don't go do mass shooting, if we come off a Territory Lane and talk about mass shooting, all of them tied together, sir. The police and the government involved in them. So it make we tie them in a one bungalow and carry them with we. Out order. And lie at the same point. And not only just out order and lie. Out order, lie, and dunce.
As you are aware, last night, we had a very unfortunate situation in the community of Commodore, where 9 persons were impacted. 5 eventually died from the attack by gunmen. Men posing as police officers stormed into a residence there along Commodore Road. We are strongly of the view that it is young violence that is playing out in Commodore. We have been monitoring this space for a while, and fortunately, for over a year, we hadn't had any much situation in the Commodore space.
What that shows, ACP, is that there was a lapse in your intelligence. Means so now doing a job. Means so not sit down and cock up on a foot round a station or in a guard room or upstairs or in a canteen, a gambler, play domino, card pack and all sort, which is what I do at a lot of the police station. Them, you had a lapse in your intelligence. If you claim you have a level of intelligence in the community, there was a lapse in your intelligence that this incident maybe could have averted if you were doing proper policing. If I'm not involved is another thing.
And so, you know, it is a shocker to us. A very, very awful scene, I must say. You go on a scene and you'll see even the dog was killed.
All right, so we have a 4-year-old who attended this school, the Rosemont Primary and Infant School, and she lost her life in that incident last night in the Commodore district. I just want to assure you that we, as law enforcement from the St. Catherine North Division, we are going to do everything in our powers to ensure that the perpetrators are brought to justice, and we are going to try to do that as quick as possible. We're going to use all legal means to pursue these suspects, and we are going to bring them to justice. In the meantime, we just want to offer our condolences.
Not we are going to let them meet their judge or their maker anymore. We're going to use all legal means to pursue them and bring them to justice. Note that word. Bring them to justice. I wonder what that means.
As a police force, so the school family, understanding that you are hurting, we understand that the community is hurting, and that together we have to work to get rid of these criminals, to take them off the streets and to...
How do we work together, ACP, to rid the Jamaica Constabulary Force of rogue officers and criminal practices. I think, ACP Phillips, this is becoming more of a concern for Jamaicans. More of us interact with police than gangsters, Mr. Phillips. What we would want is a way how we and UNO can work together to get rid of the criminality in the Jamaica Constabulary Force. That would be a thing. And then the work, Mr. Phillips, would be more effective with we and UNO to get the gangs them off of the street lawfully, Mr. Phillips.
Them where they belong, have them incarcerated for as long as the law allows them to be.
So far, we
have them incarcerated as long as the law allows them to be. You know, hear me say them tone down the violent rhetoric. You don't notice it? Them tone down the violent rhetoric like them can't trick we. And them something that upset me, you know. When them come out and talk certain ways for trick we, to appeal to our bloody anger. No, I'm still fucking enraged, you fool. Bloody idiot.
the other persons in hospital, conditions said to be serious, so we continue to monitor even that situation. But we're not going to be daunted by it. We're going to be doing some serious work. This has the attention of the High Command and the entire country.
This have the attention of the High Command and the entire country is another insult to the Cherry Lane community, to Jamar's family, and to the entire country who want answers, who want reassurance, who wants investigation, who wants a quick justice for the crime where we see JCF commit on camera.
And so we know in pretty soon we will, have a breakthrough in this case.
Pretty soon we will have a breakthrough in this case. I wonder how much young men they are going to kill in order to deliver their breakthrough. But if I just don't want with it up about, we not stop.
No viral video shows the now deceased Jamar Farquharson opening the door to his dwelling in Cherry Lane, Clarendon, minutes to 3 p.m. Monday, September 15. The concern for relatives is what happened before and or after this apparent surrender that would cause the 22-year-old mixologist to be killed by police. A request to the JCF for the official report on the fatal shooting has gone unanswered. But CCTV footage obtained by CVM News from 2:34 up to 3 p.m. gives us a timeline of the events. The first video was captured at 2:34 p.m. Jamar arrives home from work. His housemate who also works with him confirmed this with CVM News. He's eating a patty and makes his way upstairs to his room. At 2:38 p.m., he takes off his shirt and walks to his room. He stays there until 2:56 p.m. when he sees the police arrive at the gate. He runs with his phone to let them inside. He was home alone. This is where the plot develops. From this video, we know Jamar is outside. 2:50 enter and search the entire building. The cameras don't show it, but they force their way into 4 other rooms other than Jamar's. When we visited, we were shown the damage to each door. In fact, this door was badly damaged. No one else was there. Then they turned this camera sideways. But it continues recording on a cloud. They unplugged the internet at 3:31 p.m. But the camera downstairs continued recording before the police disconnected the internet and captured several of the team members walking in and out, stopping and checking behind chairs, conversing with each other, even talking on the phone. In this video alone, we count at least 10 policemen and women in conversation while Jamar is outside. The last video was recorded at 3:31 p.m. The other tenant says the internet was disconnected and his 3 cameras upstairs taken by police. He brought us to the room and showed us what appeared to be bullet holes in the wall where Jamar was reportedly shot. Bloodstains were still present. Indicom has all the footage seen by CVM News and is investigating. The other tenant has since moved out in fear, telling CVM News the police have circled the area every day since the shooting. Residents staged a protest on Saturday demanding answers. Jamar's aunt, who raised him, also wants answers.
It don't take a rocket science to know that you have to have a search warrant. Whose name is on the search warrant?
Giovanni Dennis.
This is what they want us to forget about. Now to ACP.
Jamar was reportedly
Now to ACP Phillips. You told us that Commodore is in the public consciousness, the entire country and the high command. The incident in Commodore has the attention, you said, of the high command and of the entire country. Ingrid Grandison, how you doing, my friend? I know, Mr. Phillips, that it is the first time you are hearing of the Jamar Ferguson situation. Now that you have heard it, how different is the Jamar Ferguson situation and the Commodore situation, that anybody in the country wouldn't be outraged, enraged, in anger? These people are playing games with us. They are hoping that we forget and walk away. We will not, because murder was committed by the police. And we notice that the whole of act as if nothing happened. Nobody not address it. Nobody don't want to talk about it. Everybody is waiting for the story to die. We're not going to let that story die, because this fear ought to be in all of us, public consciousness. All of us. All of us. Particularly if you have sons, you should be in fear when you watch the Jamar situation. Hold on, I think I find Corporal Cox. Hold on.
Corporal Cox and team from the Newport West Police Station. The Road Traffic Act, Section 91, grants us police officers the right to only stop motor vehicles traversing the streets of Jamaica. Section 20 of the mentioned act, however, grants us police officers the right to only request driver's license. Moreover, under the Constitution that governs Jamaica, it's your right, sir, whichever 14-point short traverses, once been asked by an officer to stop or to pull over, it is your right to ask what is the purpose of the stop. Bear in mind your constitutional rights. Freedom of movement, freedom of speech is your right, and that's a right that you ought to exercise wherever you go. That right takes you as far as the 12 miles nautically out by sea. Now, the purpose of this particular stop is because of an infraction I observed. That infraction is
Alberta Redman Shani, how do?
Not wearing a seatbelt. It's a breach of Section 72, subsection 3 of the Code of Offences that acts as a supplement for the Road Traffic Act. Hence why I asked for you to stop drive on me, so it's not an arbitrary stop, because I would have pointed out the offense as to why I stopped you. Driver's license only.
Now, beyond the dish dash between us and the
you know, I watch a video, you know, on TikTok, you know. Yeah, man, I have to big up the police.
hold on. Beyond the dish dash between us and the police, there appears to be good police officers out there. We know there are good police officers out there. The problem seems to be the high-ranking officials in the Jamaica Constabulary Force that harbors this level of corruption and criminality. The people of Jamaica have a duty to take a stand against state brutality. Because if you do not, I guarantee you, slowly but surely, it will get to your door. So I don't want ACP thing to say the public consciousness is being shocked by Commodore, but we don't recognize what happened in Territory. Wrong, sir. Wrong. Wicked, evilous, and I don't know the words to use to describe honor. Lack of humanity. Because after honor, you have to accept the wrongs. If you not go around and promote on yourself and tap on yourself and the glorious back, when you say crime is done, you have to take responsibility for the police brutality and criminality that we experience as a people. Can't have it just one way.
The 15th of September was a dangerous day in Jamaica, a day we must never forget. What about the 15th of September? I'm going somewhere. 23 police officers went down to Cherry Lane with a blank warrant, wrong name, wrong house. When the police went to that address, they had one intention. Because who don't know when you go on them type of operation, you're going to parade and you are given special instruction. And I can tell you, it is my belief that they got instruction from the person in charge of the operation. Said this operation your name, we not carry nobody go jail. This operation is dubbed straight to the mark. Hence, they knocked the door of Jamar Ferguson. They knocked this door. Jamar Ferguson reached home 2:34, eating a patty. Went upstairs 2:38. The police came at the door and slam on the camera. Him let them in 2:56. And this is where it gets tricky. He come down in a black marina with his phone in his hands. He surrendered as he opened the door. The police came in. 23 police on the operation. Them later lead him to a room, and the reports are when them have him in the room, him stretch in the close them if he draw a gun, and 2 policemen fire 2 shots each. Me I think about the number. 2 police fire 2 shots each. Me say ask, wanna fire them 2 shots there same time, or 1 police fire before 1? 2 shots each, killing Jamar Ferguson. I can safely say now, after 10 days of waiting and watching the video and coming to an independent conclusion, the police murdered Jamar Ferguson in cold blood. What happened at Cherry was nothing short of extrajudicial killing. 23 police. The thing is, none of them is innocent. The 23 police is guilty and should be charged with murder. Nobody in that squad said no. Everybody have the same story. It was a shootout. Had it not been this camera, we would not have known. We might would have believed that in fact it was a shootout thanks to the camera. The police refused to wear body camera. The high command of the police with the minister of security refused that the police wear cameras and these operations. And this is the reason why. 22 years old, gunned down in his own house, a working individual, a taxpayer, an innocent victim. murdered by members of security forces. The police tampered with the crime scene. If the shooting is clean, why not turn camera? Why not plug out Wi-Fi? This was a Hollywood type of murder. Murder and fix the crime scene same time. How long, how much more? How much more Jamar Ferguson have there been? I keep asking, how much more will they be? What happened September 15, you know? Make no mistake. Could happen anywhere else. Any local ghetto. Everybody will have boy pitney must take this thing out as an indictment against the innocent civilian. It can't continue. And what surprised me, that after 10 days, nothing from the Minister of Security, nothing from the Justice Minister, nothing from the Prime Minister, nothing from the churches, nothing from the private sector. Then I must understand that this is the way forward. Then, if the gunman come and knock your door, you don't let in the gunman kick off your door and murder you. If the police come and knock the door, you don't pull the door, the police kick off the door. And if the police come and call you and you come out and surrender, you can be taken back in the house and killed. It can't stand. This barbaric, this dangerous, this wickedness can't stand. Somebody have to pay. Somebody have to be taking police out of frontline duties here and there now, you know. That is with that damn ship see a long time now, you know. At time for head road now, somebody have to answer. In the come of too much investigation, too much other case I deal with. We have 23 murderers now. Just in a station so with gun, you can't stand. These 23 police is 23 low life. 23 murderer, half a flush out of the system. It's as simple as that. You kill them, you turn in camera, you plug out Wi-Fi, you leave with camera, you fix the crime scene, you plant a gun. How much more? We're next. Because we're not going to go to Cherry Garden and Beverly Hills and in the poor local place and we're not going to go. Where else? Who else going to suffer because a wicked policeman and woman? They can't stand.
No, Shani, not a word about Cherry Chilean. Not a word. The Prime Minister, the Minister of National Security, they all went to Commodore and them blab and them splatter. Nobody still heard what happened in Cherry Chilean. Not a soul. Mark you, not one of them. But ACP
So from September 15, the police them.
ACP Phillips told us that Commodore has the attention of the high-ranking and the entire country. So that's why we come out here this morning to come remind ACP, the entire country, and the high command in the JCF. Remember, you all killed one of our children as well. And we want the whole country pan we side too. Not pan when we set up a killing and your owners for distract if you don't talk about police, criminality and brutality in our country. A Jamar Ferguson death we are talking about. And that we're interested in, and that we want justice about. So nobody go on like say, because of one, and because the police kill him, then we must sup it up and just move on because it's just another day in the wild, wild west of Jamaica. No, so? Just another day in the wild, wild west of Jamaica. Well, since ACP Phillips think to say the killing, the murder of Jamar Ferguson by 23 police officers is not something that alarms and outrages the Jamaican people. I am going to make sure we play it until the Jamaican people, ACP Phillips, become outraged by the criminality of your class.
So from September 15, the police them killed Jamar Ferguson innocently. And all now, me not see one video with the Prime Minister condemn the situation. Not even one video with the police commissioner condemn the situation. Me I look for a video if it come out with the Prime Minister and the police commissioner. I reassure people, say, yo, them believe in a justice and them stand for justice no matter where and by who. You see me? So right now, me really have to wonder, you know, because
let me say, Joan Bailey, there's a very minuscule level of information that Indicom can disperse to the public. The reason for that is the investigation of Indicom. It's on those evidence that they will seek to bring prosecution where necessary. So Indicom cannot put out those information until we have a ruling that there will be that they will be charging them or that there will be no charges. So at this level of the investigation, Indicom is very limited. The high command of the JCF, the commissioner, the minister of national security, and the government, though, they can speak on a limited area of the issue of public concern, public reassurance, and all of those. But what they have done is have gone total silence on us, like it actually never happened. They're treating it like it actually never happened because they have not to date addressed the matter in an official capacity. Simsim Wagwan. They have, up until today, they have not addressed the matter in an official capacity. So them want with a believe, or them want with a just let it go like it never happened. And we're saying, no, we will not, because this is a risk to all of us.
the last time Cherry Tree Lane make the news for a massacre, they said the Prime Minister and his entire team at Cherry Tree Lane walk from house to house, talk to the victims' parents and all of that. But ever since the police killed the little youth innocently, we don't hear nothing from none of the bigger heads them. So I really want to know why them so quiet. You see me? Why anytime the police fuck up, the bigger heads them quiet about it. You see me? You know how much shooting we hear say it was an alleged shootout by the gunman, none of which was ever proven to be a shootout. Well, this one here show up the constabulary force and show Jamaica say, yo, enough of the alleged shootout with them a talk about, a lie them a tell, and a murder them a murder people. Yes, Jamaica, we're against crime. We're against crime on all level. You see me? We say if you go kill a man, make sure say you kill a man that is guilty. You understand? Going to the man place here, the man unharmed, the man even now, where man have on a marina. So obviously the man have nothing to hide. I mean, I know no Jamaican, we have things to hide. We are going to be so quick for run, come open up the doors for the police them. Because if me have a gun in my house and the police them knock my door, them could have knocked from that kingdom come. Me nah open that. You see me? I'm serious. If me know say me have illegal things in my house and police come there, them have to kick off the door to find that. From the man, sister the police them there in that place, the man come greet them. So obviously that you then have nothing to hide, you see me? And then you have some bag of people now on the internet who don't know the people them and I put out was one bag of narrative to justify the police actions. But Jamaica, man, me tell you something what I know about you know. And you never know where people are going through, you know, until the problem reach on the doorstep, you know. Because that's the only time someone will really care, you know. You see me? But Jamaica, we have watched that one here. And we need to stand with the family of the youth here. Because the youth don't deserve the death we them get. You see me? We want to see justice, man. We want to see the law is not only for the poor. You understand? Yeah, man. We need to for sure say the law go for everybody. Even the police them. Because if you live in Jamaica right now, you have to fear the police, you know. Because
let me respond to Norman Ferguson question. You see, one of the upheaval where in the come I got faced with these officers because the police in our country, especially the criminal element of them, do not like Indicom. So you see, the statements are a critical part of the investigation. And now, remember, they would have given a story. Globalists, and can't see me well, thingy, because the sun is very bright outside, so it pitch right on the distant camera, so that's why it gone fuzzy, but never mind. Indicom is going to face a barrage of pushback, especially when it comes to the questioning and the statements of these 23 police officers, because before the video footage surfaced, they all gave a story. After the video footage, Indicom would have to question them again based on what emerged from all those footage and maybe different footages that Indicom has. We know the government have them understaffed and all of them things there. We know the police officer them push back on Indicom, not want to dilly-dally when it comes to giving statement and all of that. Indicom has a real fight against the criminal element in the Jamaica Constabulary Force. So even though things might have seemed so straightforward, the evidence of all 20, the statements of all 23 police officers matters. And the questioning of all 23 after the video footage surfaces, these things will not be so easily put together, believe you me, given how the corrupt Jamaica Constabulary Force is going to dilly-dally to delay the investigation because they don't want Indicom to make a ruling on the matter while it is fresh in our public consciousness. They want it to die out. That's why they're playing such a blatant ignorance to the story, because they want it to die out, the anger and the frustration and the outrage of the public to die out before we get a... So this is why you see everybody's so silent, because they're all playing us. Hold on.
Just by the way police them deal with you when them see you up on the road, you would have feel like say you just killed 10 man. You see me? Police will see all as a big man and want boy you up the most way, all in the name because him a police and him a operate by law. Yo, them thing done alright. I definitely feel say all of the police them need to wear a body cam. Because if them did have on a body cam, we would have known without a doubt what really transpired. And this only go for show why they don't want the body camera. You see me? We have to start hold police accountable for the same crimes them where them hold the gunman them accountable for. Because enough people them kill and say alleged shootout and say them are this and say them are that. But so when you are poor people don't listen to your voice and take your voice serious. Because you see if it was an uptown youth or an uptown man picking it, all of this would have been different. You see me? So anyway, more of the people them link me up in our comments and make me know one of the things. Zane, come on, talk.
We must not tolerate this Jamaica. And we must not make them try to pull a wool over with eye like this no matter. We not to make them pull a wool over with eye as if the massacre carry a more emotional weight than 23 police killing an innocent man. No, we will not accept that. The whole of them carry the same weight. And we want the same reaction from the political class. Fast car, how you do? We want the same reaction from the political class as we have had when them choose to do the massacre, to pull wool over with eye and then to divert. We know we will not be detoured. We're very ambidextrous over here. We can balance two issues at the same time, Prime Minister, not too fool. This now go pull where all it go do is make we tie the all of them together. So don't try to play us. RGR and JBC broke down. When last you hear about RGR and JBC, Prime Minister? New media it is. Reporting at your fingertip. Is anybody here from Clarendon that knows about any police operation or suppression within the Clarendon area? Is there anyone here from Clarendon? And does anyone know of any police operation in Clarendon currently or recently? Imagine if so much has been captured on camera, and there's a lot that went on in Jamar Ferguson's house that we have not seen on camera. Imagine many of these other killings that we just have to take the police word for it, or just be rest with the story from the police that it was a shootout, or the man point a gun at them. Horace Chang, you need to account for your illegal gun them where you kill young men and set them up. When last you bring in a container, Horace Chang, because the last one me know of was in November 2020. The one where you disperse with 200 AK-47 in flankers, Minister of National Security, where you load up Chief Coaster bus, where those Chief Coaster bus journeyed to litter their weapon in November 2021, Dr. Chang. I'm not aware where those coaster bus journeyed to, but you did arm flanker very well then with a lot of those AK-47. So we want to know, Horace Chang, if you can account for your illegal gun them where you plant on these young men when you go around and shoot them down illegally. Come in and know what kind of country you know that expect to go forward with a gangster, a well-known gangster in the name of Dr. Horace Chang, which is the Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of National Security, and the head of Stone Crusher Gang. What can go so? Anyway, thank you all for being here with us this morning on Global TV. Lovely to have your support as always. If you're new to the program, please give us a follow. So when we go live, you certainly will get our notification. And thank you for being here, and do join us back this evening. Good morning and good afternoon from Global TV.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rob and cheat, and not press the floor. Make up what I seen him. Make a man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan. Make a man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. My favorite part, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the day them can sell out Rasta and sell it out. I sell out Babylon. throw a stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Make him a throw a stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead can sell out Rasta. I sell a house, I sell out Babylon. Yes, come on the Friday. You must throw a stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing. You must throw a stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one, bring him and throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what's a black bring him and throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rasta man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.